Hey you guys, also Sean here. I'm going to make a cartoon picture of Martin Luther King Jr. Arab, who don't know Martin Luther King, except people who been hiding. You know what I mean? He had a dream. The dream did come to pass, but now the devil trying to take the dream away. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King, because he was, let's see. Back then, when people went to school for something, they actually went to school for something just so they could be something. These days of time, folks don't go to school for that. Folks go to school just so they can belittle somebody else, just so they can make somebody else feel inadequate. Not to encourage, but just to make them feel like they nothing. It's not, where in the Bible does it say that we are supposed to make our own people feel like they nothing? Now, ain't nobody something unless they got Jesus in their life to me. But Martin Luther King, man, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, I can say, down to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they did speak up for black people. Even though I don't agree with a lot of Malcolm X teaching, but Malcolm was right on a lot of stuff he said. He was right. Martin Luther King, it wasn't that Martin Luther King was right, but it was Jesus that was right on him. It was Jesus that was right on him. He did what he's supposed to do. Everybody got flaws. Everybody makes mistakes. But it goes back to the Bible where Jesus, when Saul told not Saul, but Samuel told the prophet, but Samuel told Saul, it's kind of hard for me to think and do this. That obedience is better than sacrifices. Well, this man right here, he know he obeyed, and, and he got his seat in heaven because he was a believer. You though, I'm not gonna lie, he seemed like he was wrestling with a lot of mental illness, his own self. It happens in this world. It does happen. It happens. In this day or time, when you try and do Jesus' work, the mind get attacked, the body get attacked, everything just get attacked. And Martin, what I hear about the most was how he was ready to die. It's like he suffered so much that he was just ready to go on to leave Earth. Wish he had stayed alive longer, man. He had stayed alive longer. He could have been our first black president. He had stayed alive no longer. But it is what it is. But the truth be told, he was the president for the black people. Malcolm X, he was good too, though. I think the only problem I had with Malcolm X was the doctrine. Because Malcolm X didn't preach unity. He didn't preach unity. And I can't say not all my brothers and sisters in Jesus are black, because I get some that's black that just don't believe. And there are some that's white that just don't believe. And Malcolm X didn't preach unity with the color of the skin, and he didn't preach unity with God. But he preached it. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of stuff he did say, he was right on. He was right about how a lot of people dollar looked at white people, and how back then. I mean, I could like the dog test when they test dogs, because to them white people was everything. They had everything. They had nothing to struggle with, anything to struggle with. It's just that it wasn't shown like the black people problem was being shown. And you know what? I'm glad a lot of black people, we have problems. Don't be fake and bougie and pretend like you ain't got no problem. Because that ain't going to get you nowhere. But Martin Luther King, strong, black man, he was weak at times. Like everybody get weak at times. He commits some sin at times. Just like everybody commits sin. But it's one thing to purposely sin, and it's another thing to not purposely sin. And at least in Malcolm X, give him credit. He did believe in just, Malcolm X had found out the hard way, but because that man he was following, he was the devil to me, trying to have him killed and stuff. They said Farrakhan was the one that killed Malcolm X, which I do believe. Farrakhan's a good leader, but it's kind of hard to have multiple chief. You know what I mean? Because if you're a chief and the other guy's a chief, how y'all going to all get along when all y'all are chief? All y'all leaders, so one guy be taken out, just like those Roman twins. That I don't know if it's true or not, but they told that story about those Roman twins, how they was twins. And they got, for some reason, they got thrown into the woods for the wolves. And other than the wolves eating them, killing them, the wolves actually raised them and took care of them. Well, when those twins got bigger and older, well, who gonna create Rome? Not so much who gonna create Rome, but who gonna get the glory? Well, one got to take the other one out because they can't share the glory. So one twin killed the other twin just to rule over everything, to get the glory. And I don't know if it's true or not, but you do have Farrakhan. If he did it because twins cannot rule a country. Twins cannot rule a country. But I can't say they did. Because you know what? Reverend Jesse Jackson, he do pretty good when he's not all about himself. Just like when the military, they had our hostage, the Iran had our military hostage, and could nobody go over there and get the military out of hostages in Iran but Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson went over there. I don't know what Jesse Jackson said to that man, or what he did, or what going on. But when Jesse Jackson came back, he came back with our military. So that was pretty good. He did learn something from Martin Luther King because he came back with our military. I don't know, maybe they were back there smoking on something, drinking on something, agreeing about white people ain't right. I don't know what Jesse did, but when he came back with our military soldiers. I ain't hear people talk too much about that. How he came back. He didn't came back empty handed. He came back with our soldiers. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what he said. Probably I really just don't know, but he did come back with our military base. How many reverends do you know could go across the water and convince the foreigner to let our military go free? To me, they should have had Jesse Jackson as our first uh, Black American Christian to be president because man, you talking about a negotiator. How was he able to get those men there? They should have went on and let him become president. But it just was. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. I really don't know what color lips Martin Luther King had. I heard somebody say that Martin Luther King was on some medication for his nerves. So I really don't know because he probably smoked. They probably giving him weed to smoke for all I know. I really don't know, but I'm just gonna make something on his lips to, cause I don't think he had pink lips. I think his lips was dark. I think his lips was dark. No, I better not use that. I don't know what color this is. That's kind of a little too dark. I just lightly use it. So I just use it like that. Well, this is my little cartoon version of Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a great spokesleader for us black people. And you know what? They don't do his birthday right because of all the other presidents' holidays. Kids ain't gotta go to school. People don't even have to go to work. But Martin Luther King birthday, everybody's still working. Everybody's still going to school. That ain't right. That wasn't right there, man. But yeah.